So I went on a run this morning. I run about 3, 5 times a week, and I swear every time I run, a real life miracle happens. I have an epiphany of some sorts. So today I went on a run largely because I wanted to get into a peak state because I have a very important speech to deliver tonight. I'm actually in a competition, international speech competition. So I wanted to be in my top shape and I needed to rework my speech. So I was preparing myself mentally. And the reason why I do that is because when I run and I breathe and I move through the music, with the music, I get myself into a cadence, a certain rhythm. And I deeply believe that it is the universal rhythm, that spanda that yogis talk about. And when I'm in that rhythm, I am in the flow of energy. So as I'm running and as I'm getting into this rhythm and cadence, I have the first epiphany, which is I welcome grace to flow through me. And I remember that it's actually not me delivering the speech, but rather me, grace flowing through me, so that the message that grace wants me to deliver to people can move their hearts and touch their souls and inspire them. So that is my intent. I welcome grace to flow through me. It's not about me. And as I'm running, halfway through my run, I cross this bridge in Austin across the lake, and I see a homeless man. And as I'm running and I'm passing him by, and I look at him and I realize he's Asian. And it just made me feel some type of way. So I pass him and I keep on running, and I do have some history of mental health um, illness with my family, and I do believe that that homeless man reminded me of my family members who struggled with mental health, and something within me just moved. Do you know what I mean? I can't explain what, but immediately I thought I had my fanny pack with me, and I have my phone there, and I listen to my meditation as I run. And in that fanny pack, I remembered that I have a bunch of money. So something within me was like, girl, you need to turn around and give that man money, or you should have given him money. At that point, I'm already halfway down my run, away from this man. And yet that's quiet, still voice inside of me, you should have given him the money. He probably needs the money. If you give him the money, maybe that is that sign from God that he's been asking for. Maybe you don't know what's going on in that man's life. Go and give him the money, or you should have given him the money. So yes, half mile away from that, I turn around, I go back, and I hand him the $20 bill. And then right in that moment, he looks, I mean, he's talking to himself. It's obvious that he has mental health illness or some sort of distress. And in that moment, he looks up at me, and I see these beautiful amber eyes, and I just don't know, something within him just touched my soul, and he said thank you, and I turned around and I went on with my run. And in that moment, I just completely lost it. And I'm just getting emotional even talking about it right now. I just felt these tears running down my face. Something shifted within me when I turned around, when I actually obeyed that guidance to turn around and give that man money. It's like Gandhi said, if you can't recognize God in the next beggar down the street, then what's the point of looking for God, or something like that. And I remembered that phrase, and I also in that moment I realized that was grace flowing through me. And my job was to get out of the way, or in other words, just obey that guidance. Do you know what I mean? So up until that moment, even though in my head I was saying, I'm going to serve these people, I'm going to deliver this message, but like deep in my heart, I was still wanting to win the speech content tonight. And on some level, I was still making it about me. Do you know what I mean? And when you welcome grace to flow through you, it is not about you. You become God's marionette, so to speak, God's vessel, God's channel. And your job is to obey and do whatever you're being guided to do. So my question to you, and it was just such a moment of beauty and magic for me, and I felt this emotional release, and I felt God's presence in my life, and I felt divine guidance in my life, and I felt grace flowing through me. So my question to you is, how can you invite grace to flow through you? That's the first question. And the second question is, I do believe that when you surrender, when grace does flow through you, you are asked to do something. Most of us will resist. Just like me, as I passed that man, I didn't want to turn around. I mean, I'm not freaking run. I have my steps and my time and all of that. Like, I didn't want to turn around. And a part of me was like, screw it, whatever, he'll find a way. He will manage. And yet that peace, when I obeyed and I turned around, even though it took extra time, extra effort, that part was me obeying that guidance. So my question to you is, where in your life you must obey that divine guidance that is always with you, so that grace can truly flow through your life? And let me tell you that when grace flows through your life, I truly believe that's when you get to be in the divine flow of life, the flow of abundance, health, love, joy, synchronicities, right people coming into your life in just the perfect time. That's when you find yourself living a life beyond your wildest dreams. So my invitation to you today, guys, is to open up, invite, allow grace to flow through you, and then obey that guidance. Take that action steps that divine guidance is, asking you to do. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have a great, outstanding week.